I am Tony Memmel, and it is so good to see you this morning. I am so excited to be working with the students at Van Hise this semester to talk about songwriting, one of my favorite things in the world, one of my life's passions. I've been a songwriter for a long time. Before I even wrote notes down on a page or wrote out the words in the songs that I was working on, I would just sing melodies and come up with funny songs to try and make my friends laugh, or funny things that were going on in my family life. I just always had music and melodies going through my mind, and that was a big part of who I was and a big part of every day. Now, as a professional songwriter, I've written almost 130 songs. I was trying to count them out for you, and I think it's about 130. Now, to some people that sounds like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of songs. That's more songs than I think I might ever be able to write. And to some people, that's actually not that many songs at all. Where I live, in Nashville, Tennessee, it's a city called Music City, USA. And one reason that it's called that is because people from all over the world come to Nashville to work on songwriting. There are people who write 2 to 3 songs every single day, all year long. That is their job, that is their work for their living. And if you can imagine, those numbers really add up. So my 130 songs might sound like a lot to some, and to those professional writers in town, who knows, it might not be that many at all. But that's not the important thing. The number isn't the important thing. I think it's the quality and just the time and enjoyment that you get out of songwriting. That's the most important thing. And that's what we're really going to be focusing on, is why songwrite at all? What does it mean? What does it make you think about? And that's what this whole semester is going to be about, and we're going to just dive right in. Very recently, I heard one of my favorite songwriters say something that stuck with me, and it was something that I was really excited to share with the Van Hise students. He said that songwriting comes from the part of your mind that is where dreams come from, but then it's finished by the part of your mind that you use to solve crossword puzzles. Now think about that for a second. I just love that quote, because songwriting, in addition to being something that is inspired, is also a learned skill. It's a craft. So that inspiration doesn't go very far if you don't sit down with your idea and work on it. Think about it this way. If you went over to a friend's house and they had a really clean bedroom, and you were inspired by that way that they kept their space, and you thought it seemed just so fresh and nice, and you went back to your bedroom, which was messy, it was full of toys and all kinds of things, and you went into it and you said, I'm inspired, I feel really good about cleaning this room today, but you only work on it for 5 minutes. You might not get very far. That inspiration is fleeting. So with songwriting, the same in any discipline of life, it's about the craft even more than the inspiration. Those two things have to work, I'm going to use a songwriting word, in harmony together. So that's something I want to start with thinking about. Anyone can start a song. We want to work on finishing songs too. The final point that I want to talk about for this video today is, how does experiencing art in depth influence my life and make me think about life in a deeper way? And how does that look in your life? What can you be looking for as you start to think about not only songwriting, but drawing and painting, creative writing, all of those artistic pursuits? Why do we even do that? For me, I can think of times in my life as a musician, and that's where I'm going to speak from mostly, because music is such a big part of my life. I can think of specific times in my life where I've been a part of a performance, or where I've written a song that just really comes from a deep place inside of me, and it makes me feel something so profound that it even moves into this space beyond being able to describe it with simple words. So when I was in college, for example, I had the opportunity to sing this really big piece of music. It was called the Bach B minor Mass, and we worked for months on this piece. It took so long, it was so long. I think it was about a 2.5 hour piece of music. Whoa, it's a long time, but it was beautiful. And as we performed that piece during the final movement of the song, I remember just my eyes just welling up with tears. The beauty of the songs, it just went right through my mind and into my heart, and I was just pouring out and singing my very best, and in this group of people all singing together in harmony with melodies and the trumpets and the violins and the cellos. Sorry about that. The camera just shut off right in the middle of my sentence. And I went back and rewatched what I had just said, and I wanted to keep it because I really do believe what I was just saying. And what I was driving at was that the art that I was experiencing made me feel two ways. It made me feel proud as an individual to be a part of that group and to be contributing to it. And it also made me feel good to be a part of that community. And not just me, but I know that the people around me, from the conversations that we had after the performance and through the hard work we did together, that there was this group effort that was really strong for me in that performance. And in addition to that, I've also had the opportunity to travel all over the world to see how other people make music and art and dance, and to see how those things work in their own communities. And so art itself makes me think differently and deeper about the world, because I get to know people better through the art that they create. I get to know what it was like 200, 400, 500, 600, 1,000 years ago by looking at paintings and by listening to the music that they created and what they wrote about, what was on their hearts and minds. And some of those things are the same things we experience today. And that is something that is so very cool about art. And it's something that I'm so excited to share with you this semester as we work together. So that's a lot to think about and process. It has been so much fun to be here with you today. I can't wait to come and visit you in person. But before then, we're going to have a couple more videos, and I'm so excited to do those as well. Have a great day. Keep writing.